Me alone. Leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone. I don't care. I don't want nothing to do with this man. I'll give you hoes the jury. I'll give you hoes everything. Just leave me alone, bro. You got the nigga back. There's no reason to even be talking about me. I'm not bitter, love. He bothers me. I was fine. I don't call that man. I don't call y'all. Why are we here right now? I do not get it. It's fucking weird, bro. It's obsessive. Stop the clout chasing. London, move on. Go get you, ooh. Calling all hoes. Calling all hoes. One of y'all put that good thing on them. Put that good thing. Put somebody please put that. Put that on him. Put it on him so he'll leave me alone, okay? I'm good. I got the course. I got the grace. My career doing good. My baby is healthy and beautiful. My man is doing everything I need him to do. Plus more. Don't even gotta ask. I'm good. Y'all mad. Why you mad? I can't argue with you. Not for real, bro. Leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone, bro. I can't do this shit no more. For what? Y'all don't, I try to be happy with everybody. Don't nobody want to be happy. Don't nobody want to do Christmases and Thanksgivings and everything's together. Come all over to the house, have all the kids together. Be nice and happy and respectful. Don't nobody want to do that. So leave me alone. This is it. This is it. This is it. What's today? After today, there should be no more shade room. There should be no more threats to my phone. There should be no more slander. I don't give a fuck about none of you hoes or you, nigga. Leave me alone.
As the summer's almost over, summer's just getting started. And who eating Trick's booty hole? Fendi, like the bag. This is the I Refuse podcast. Is this the season of the sunken place? Because both of them, wow. This is the I Refuse podcast. This is Mr. Fox. I decided to get back on here after I did the episode that came and went live today. Get back on here because those two major instances came out and Twitter was aflame. I'm not even going to get on here and even dog Summer Walker. My condolences go out to her for her situation. However, my critical thinking and my common sense has kicked in. And my A1 memory, if it serves me correctly, like when she was with London on the track. Let me back it up a little bit. So, over the last, I want to say, 72 hours, Summer Walker and London on the track were going back and forth on social media. Now, mind you, Summer Walker has a tendency to go on IG and have multiple profiles. You know, she has one verified profile as Summer Walker, the artist. But then she has these different kind of accounts to kind of just go on live, pop off, and then claim she was hacked or something. I hope I'm capturing that right. But nevertheless, her and London on the track are no longer together. They've been on and off for about 2 or 3 years. I left off on the Hot Mess Express around the time that she was pregnant by him. And I was like, okay. And at that time, when she was dating him and pregnant by him, she was of the attitude, this is how I perceived it, that she was that girl, that she was better than the rest of his baby mothers. And I believe he has at least 3. and then individual children, an individual child by each woman, um, which I believe Summer named them on her one of her latest IG stories. And her situation, that whole situation, the past 2 or 3 years, is a cautionary tale for women, and men too. When you, because it could go either both ways. Whether you're a man that gets with a woman that is of that situation, has a similar situation, and vice versa. It is just never, I don't know if it's the dopamine or the endorphins or whatever. It's just, when people go through life single or go from one relationship to the next, or, whatever the case may be, to get with that, the next person that's hot or happening or marketable or profitable or desirable or the it person, whether or not that discussion's actually being had outside of that environment, people tend to have this attitude or this air that they're the shit. That, somehow they believe that they disrupted karma, that they are not necessarily better, but different, and because they're different, the outcome is not going to be the same for them, or there's no probability. It happens in life all the time. It's happened to me, personally, in the community that I'm a part of. I think a lot of guys who, first of all, they have an ego that's bigger than their actual dick, that I guess they've cultivated or has kind of come with having an attractive husband or boyfriend or partner, something that once upon a time they probably felt they could never get prior to that happening. And to a lesser degree, there are guys out there that once upon a time, for X amount of years, they got some attention from guys over time, and then like 10 years later, they want to make a Facebook post saying, kind of baiting people to respond so they can have a situation play out on social media. It's very much, pick me. That's a big thing. And watching Summer Walker's, I don't know if you want to call it descent on IG, or, reading the comments from London on the track in response to those videos, it's just like there's something not quite right. I don't know if it's like the quarantine. I mean, if they're on top of that, when you look back on Summer Walker's presence on social media, or just little snippets, videos, pictures from her story, it was the only feeding her child oats and air and the saltine off of crackers. Then it's her multitasking. She has her baby in a carrier, and that's perched on the front of her. She has a hot iron curler in her hair, and she's curling underneath, like on the back of her head, it looks like. She's also drinking some kind of drink from a measuring cup. Now, I know I've come up from poverty, or not Cabrini Green, Jimmy Walker, JJ Evans poverty, but like welfare, one income household, my mother working like minimum wage, right? The only time you would ever get to that point where you're drinking from a measuring cup is A, because you do not want to wash dishes. B, you're just unmotivated on some Robin Dixon type mess. Just motivated, unmotivated. You done worked 80 hours a week. You know, your 2 kids or 3 kids are in school and they got responsibilities. But I would have never thought that I would see that in my lifetime from a platinum, gold several times over album and single selling artist. And at first I was like, okay, maybe this is chapter 2 of the unhinged artist. Maybe this is just something to create controversy for the next album. I'm just hoping this is just a flash in the pan. But I sat there and watched her do multitasking as a single mother, which is common. It's not uncommon to see a single woman with a baby in the koala panda carrier thing perched to their chest while eating, doing their hair, doing their nails, makeup. But the measuring cup is what threw me off. I was like, okay, she don't have like a solo cup. She don't have like the dollar cup she get from Target. She don't have like even like the Smurfs glass or the Almond Chipmunk glasses. She don't even have a McDonald's cup, like a measuring cup. And I'm just gonna assume it was brown liquor because, you know, I got some low key bird tendencies too. But nevertheless, like, I'm just like, okay, I'm hoping this is just something to get us talking prior to the single and the album coming out. Because at some point there were actual on the job photos, on the job moments captured where she was actually in the studio with a team of producers, engineers, writers, what have you, in the studio saying something's coming, and then like 1 or 2 things will pop out, like tweets or articles or little snippets from interviews from industry people saying, oh, her next album's going to be the best R&B album of the last 10 years. When a lot of us know Control by SZA has that on lock. But nevertheless, like, it was just very bizarre to me. And, you know, she, like, I think maybe this is mostly the quarantine talking. And this is coming from somebody that has lately has not gone off the deep end over some nigga. No. Mm-mm. And, you know, London on the Track has responded to her claiming that, or alluding to that he's been blowing up her phone. And there's talk about some car that she has. He wants her to return it with the jewelry in the console. She's saying it's not paid off. She only keeps cars that are paid off. I mean, the shade. I mean, over at The Bomb. I'm still listening to that. Like, girl, a quick Target run for some cups. And London on the Track, a producer that, you know, not only do they get money from production, but they also are part of the songwriting because their music sets the melody, right? On the track and Summer are not broke. It can't be. I mean, you make enough money. Why are we out here still leasing cars? I mean, I know from what I've seen, there are people that flex on Instagram with their rentals. Uh, they flex with the bag while they're still in the store, perpetrating like they just bought it. But yeah, it's just a cautionary tale that, like, you're not better than anybody else with or without a man, with or without a woman, because ultimately it's up to the other person to change the trajectory of your life or the relationship. Now, Summer Walker's just one more to the list.
Terrorizing me for 2 years, bro, because I was with the nigga. I gave him back. I gave him back for the same reasons y'all were fucking terrorizing me for 2 years. Lenny ain't shit. Lenny bitch. I tried as best as I could to keep him involved with his children's lives. And y'all tried to blame me for it. I have nothing to do with it. But now that I gave him back, why are y'all still fucking with me? Leave me alone.
And London on the track claims he's got a new girl, which is probably going to end up the same way. I just never understood the cycle that men are on. Some men are on sometimes, where they're with a woman, they have a baby, or they get engaged, have a baby, and then they break up. It's like something about once the woman has a baby that things change. My brother's done it. My deceased husband's brother has done it. I just never understood that. And then, there's all this bitterness and angst and all this lashing out. And, Summer Walker, my heart goes out to her. Not really going dog. I don't know what's causing her to do all this. Like, if nobody's blowing up your phone, why are you going on IG talking like somebody is? And putting on like a show or posturing where it's like, I don't want him. I gave him back. Now you're blowing me up. What is in the water where these people live? And what's in the water where Trick Daddy lives? Now, I wanted to get to another story. There was in a grand interview that Trick Daddy did with Noriega on Drink Champs, I believe. Trick divulges, among other things in the past year or two that I've seen of this man on Love and Hip Hop Miami. He divulges that he likes his his Thugs Are Us backdoor 8. And it's not, hey, I get it. It feels good. And that's not the first I've heard of a hip hop artist or a story coming out about a hip hop artist enjoying that. I've heard the same about the Notorious B.I.G. And a lot of people were easy to make the association that it was Faith that was doing it. Um, and here's the thing: it's not so much that it's a man that likes it, that likes his like butt getting it, because it's no indication that it's wrong at all. It's no indication that this man is indeed, for all those people that lack critical thinking, over here, critical thinking is a big deal. A straight man having his butt ate, his back door dined on, his his brown eye getting the Mr. Clean treatment, by his lady friends, does not mean that man, there's something up with him. Like, they've been doing that for years in straight porn. Don't ask me how long. I mean, I did see my first tape when I was like 12, 13 years old. This is like when, and I know some of y'all can relate, this is back when your mother or father would have just like the all black VHS tapes that you can record straight to, right? Or they would have an old time movie with the piece of tissue in the in that little sunken box on the side in the front, and tape over and put tape over it, and they would label it something, right? Oh, well, these are, we taped 3 movies on this, right? 3 movies that you are excited to see. So, in my case, in my house, and my mother doesn't know this, I'm old enough. What is she going to do? Beat me? This particular video tape was labeled The Lion King. And I love The Lion King, still to this day. So I was like, I'm going to pop it in. Y'all. Didn't even think to rewind it or nothing. Thought, okay, well, this is what it is. Why did Peter North's face pop up on a campsite with Tom Byron? I said, hold on. This ain't Pride Land. I mean, maybe this is Pride Lands of a different variety, but where's Mufasa? Where's Scar? Shit, where is Rafiki? Why, wait a minute. What does he do? Oh. So, the butt eating thing with a straight man, not a big deal. What trips me, what I was more curious about is which woman was doing it. Because for those of us that watch Love and Hip Hop Miami, I haven't watched it in a while, but for those of us that are familiar with Trick Daddy's storyline, shit, if you watch the first season, which is probably the best one, you are aware that once upon a time, for at least 20 years, Trick Daddy was married to this woman named Joy. Beautiful, gorgeous, brown skin, queen, like statuesque, slender, got it going on. There's a bag of chips and then some. Was married to her for at least 20 years. Up until about, I think, the last 5 or so years they were separated. But on the show, I think in the second season, Trick was seeing this girl, real young girl, couldn't be no older than 20, 21. Braces, cute girl, but was real live and real in your face. So when the tweet came down and then the clip came down and I saw the clip from the Drink Champs interview, I was like, which one was doing it? Was it Joy? Or was it the girl with the braces? And I was like, no, it can't be the girl with the braces. Because I know that's not good for your braces. Like, you're not supposed to eat sweets. You're not supposed to eat cookies. I would imagine when you have braces, and I would imagine that it's not a good look when you have cookies of a different kind on your braces. So I'm like, maybe not her. And I know that, like, just from experience, that kind of thing or want or request is probably not going to go over too well with girls that young. Like, you're still technically dealing with someone that has a high school mind, right? Like, I remember back when I was coming up and I heard about it. Like, most women are not. And it was more so the guys, when the women were being freaky, that were just liking it to, I'm not into that gay shit. Bruh. The G-spot is in the man. It couldn't have been braces. I always call her the Rita's employee because she looks just like a Rita's employee. You put her in a red visor and a Rita's apron. That's literally every employee you see at the window of the Rita's. So I'm like, okay, maybe it was Joy. I mean, 20 years. Maybe it was later on. Listen, and I'm sure, the private investigators over at Twitter, that are the Twitter users, are going to find out who it was. Good for them. I jokingly at first was like, whoever is going down to his port of Miami and going to town, snowboarding, white water rafting on his brown eye, jail, like, immediately. But this is stuff that's just come out in, like, since yesterday. Like, I was like, wow, okay, do your thing. I was just like, wow, this is something. And it's not, in the 21st century, it's not news again. And in the 21st century, I want y'all to grow the fuck up and get some critical thinking that a straight man getting his butt ate out does not mean that the man is gay or that he even swings that way. There are a lot more variables in play to being a homosexual male. Beyond getting your brown eye licked and tongue washed and tongue detailed. Like, there is a deep, lengthy investment that is not for everybody. Hell, some days I don't even think I want to do it. Because the fact of the matter is that while they are gay men and bi men, unfortunately they're still men. And there's a lot of toxic shit that comes with that part. But I'm going to say that for another video. I want to get on here, entertain y'all for a little bit, and just discuss those two things. My heart goes out to Summer Walker and what she's going through. It's clear that something is not going well for her. And, I applaud Trick and support his decision to get his brown eye mister cleaned by the women's down there in Miami. I applaud any man that gets their ports cleaned and whitewashed by tongues of women. I think it's fucking hot. This is the I Refuse podcast, and this is Mr. Fox. Catch us later. Bye.